Now the price of gold now is double that. So the economics back then are really thrown out the window because the numbers should be significantly better than they were then, and they were actually very, very good back in 2023. So I'm happy to report that we will be over the coming months starting to prepare a new PEA.
Welcome back inside our proactive newsroom. Joining me now is Kenneth Macleod. He is the CEO of Sonoro Gold Corp. And Ken, it's great to see you again. How are you?
I'm really good, Steve. Great to see you too. It's been a while.
It has been. Well, I know you've been out raising capital in order to move the project along. And sure enough, you're here to talk about just that. And oversubscribed, over $2 million you're able to bring into the company. First off, Ken, maybe talk to me a bit about the demand that you were seeing, because you upsized this a couple of times.
We did. We started off at $500,000, and then within a week, I think it had increased to $1 million, then $1.5 million, and then $2 million. And so we were quite delighted with the outcome of that, because some of the elements that came together at the same time was we just recently signed the surface rights for up to 25 years for the project. So it gives us a lot of security of tenure, so to speak, at that project site in Cerro Caliche. And the other, of course, was the price of gold has been skyrocketing over the past few weeks. It has made a big breakout, and the pundits, of course, are pointing it higher, good to go a lot, significantly higher. So I think that all led to an increase in demand by investors for Sonoro's shares. And so right now, we're obviously focusing on getting the environmental impact statement approval, which it's been in the works now for a long time, and I'm happy to talk about that in greater detail. But we believe it's very, very close to being approved politically by the Mexican government. So there's a lot of good elements taking place that are in our favor at this time.
Yeah, and that's a key point to this, is it's not just doing the work, it's getting the approval. Maybe talk to us a bit more about sort of the work that's gone into this, and really it's I guess a rubber stamp you're waiting for from the government, right?
It's a rubber stamp we're waiting for. We've gone through the entire environmental review process. We're not the only ones.
Yeah.
A lot of our peers are in the same boat as well. We've gone through the process. There doesn't seem to be any issues that from an environmental, social, or a technical perception to hold us back. So since October the 1st, the date of Claudia Sheinbaum's inauguration as president, there's been a lot of work taking place at the highest levels of the Mexican government to fully define the environmental issues that affect the country, and that, of course, affect mining companies such as us. And so there's been a lot of progress towards achieving a resolution in that regard. Some of the issues they're looking at is, what are the social contracts between the mining companies and the local communities? Well, we're very well established within the local community with our Cerro Caliche project, so strike that one off. And the other one, of course, is the use of water. And they've been defining the use of water and allocating water for various industries, such as mining, for example. But keep in mind, mining only accounts for less than 8% of the water usage in Mexico. So we're not a significant threat to overuse of water in the mining sector. So we believe that these are issues that can easily be overcome. Now, most importantly for us, of course, is the fact that we have gone through a very intense and a very thorough environmental review process. And so we believe that along with our peers in the sector, there will be a surge of new approvals taking place sometime in the next few months. And so we're looking forward to that, because the net impact on the economy of Mexico can be quite significant. There's billions of dollars being held back right now, waiting for final approval. And it would serve not just the mining companies well, but also the Mexican government and the people of Mexico to get these approvals through as soon as possible.
And Ken, on that, if approval does come in the next couple of months, are you ready to go? And the next steps, obviously, you've got the cash now in place, so that's a key part of it. So you're ready to take those next steps?
Well, the next step will be to secure construction finance. And as because of the price of gold now, when we produced the PEA back in August of 2023, the gold price was pegged at between $1,600 and $1,800. And we produced the PEA on the basis of and the project economics at $1,800 gold. That's fair enough. Now the price of gold now is double that. So the economics back then are really thrown out the window because the numbers should be significantly better than they were then, and they were actually very, very good back in 2023. So I'm happy to report that we will be over the coming months starting to prepare a new PEA, and I think that'll cast a different light on the project. Now, because of the price of gold, we have been inundated with interest from various companies to get involved with us on a JV basis, a takeover basis, but we've been adamant at this point in time. This is not the time for Sonoro to be looking at getting taken over or even doing a joint venture, because we have the ability internally to be able to bring this project through to production ourselves. And if you look at the PEA from 2023, the capital costs upfront were very, very minor in comparison with the overall project value itself, with a $15.5 million US upfront capital cost. Now, keep in mind that was in 2023. There will be inflation issues. There will be enhancements to the mine plan. And so that will increase, but gives you an idea of the significant value of the Cerro Caliche project, because now that the price of gold has doubled, will the value of the project be doubled as well? Who knows? Time will tell on that one.
Absolutely. Ken, thanks so much. Good update. Good to see you as well. And we look forward to our next conversation, okay?
Thank you, Steve. I will look forward to it too. Thank you.
All right. Good stuff. Kenneth Macleod, CEO of Sonoro Gold Corp.